Hi, good morning everyone. Martha Ermias here, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. Happy Valentine's Day. Today's Happy Valentine's Day. I hope everybody's having a good day today. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Martha Ermias. I'm an entrepreneur. I have three passions: entrepreneurship, personal growth, and contribution are my passions. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you here. And every single day, Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, I am here sharing some tips on success, mindset, and just generally things that can help everybody elevate their lives. Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you here. The word elevation is one of my favorite words. I love elevation because I think we all have a potential to elevate our lives, and there are a few things that we need to focus on a daily basis in order for us to live the life that we want. Hi, Tsuga. Hi, Brooke. Nice to see you guys here. Thanks for joining me here. So today, I'm going to talk about a few tips that can guarantee someone's success. So if someone wants to live a successful life, we're going to talk a few things about how they can start and what would guarantee their success. And it's a lot more simpler than it sounds. And hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. And please go ahead and share it if you feel like you're getting value out of it. Share it on Valentine's Day. Sharing is caring, so go ahead and share it, please. Hi, Adam. Nice to see you. Hi, everyone. All right, so we're just gonna dive in right now. Well, first of all, when we think of success, not everybody really jumps in and says that I want to be successful. A lot of people actually, I've heard a lot of people say that they don't want to be successful. And success is not viewed as a positive thing by everybody. Some people think that being successful is going to make them the person that they don't want to become. So they don't necessarily pursue it. They don't have the desire to pursue it. That's one kind of people. And the other kind of people, they fear success because sometimes there's a deeply rooted fear of failure in people. And, maybe they have seen success and other people losing it and how that has damaged their life before, and people are afraid of losing. So if they don't want to be successful in the first place because of fear of failure or losing, fear of loss, losing it all again. And then there's also the third kind of people that want success and pursue success and go after it. So we have different kinds of people. Like when we talk about success, it doesn't mean that everybody is thinking about success or want to be successful. And there's different reasons for it. But what do I think success is? I think being successful is a good thing. That's what I believe. And the reason for that is, first of all, success, depending on how you define it, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, depending on how you define it, success will allow you to live a life of fulfillment. The first thing is that you will live a life of fulfillment, because everybody is looking for fulfillment. Fulfillment is something that everybody wants to have. And I will kind of explain why that's related to success. And then the other thing is you live a life of excellence. We all have a potential that we are born with. We all have... Hi, Aman. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. We all have a potential that we're born with, and we also have things that we can excel on. So living a life of excellence is also something that will satisfy you, and then you're utilizing the potential or the resources that you're born with or you're provided with around you. So that's the second reason why success is a good thing. And then if you're successful, you also can help others. That's the third thing that's the reason why being successful is a good thing. However, what are some of the things that stop people from even thinking success? Okay. Well, first of all, many times success hasn't been modeled for people the right way. They see people being successful, at the same time they're very arrogant or maybe greedy, very selfish, they don't care about other people. and quote unquote, maybe they're financially successful, or they've gotten a level of influence in the community and things like that, but they're not attracted to who they are. And so that's how they see and what success is. Okay, the minute they see that, unconsciously they start to think, I don't want to be successful. What they're trying to say, what they're thinking is, I don't want to be like that person. But it's not that success is bad. It's just that model of success was not the right one. And I personally don't think that's success. Success always comes with greatness. For me to call someone successful, not only have they've utilized their resources and potential and excelled in life, but also they have the characteristics or influence, like a beautiful way of serving people, others, and they've maintained some characteristics that are beautiful. That's when I believe personally is the best model of success. So if success hasn't been modeled for some people, then subconsciously they're actually not wanting to be successful. So it's kind of like a self-defeating belief that will keep people in a specific level of life, not wanting even to thrive or progress from that. So, I think the first thing that we really need to do is really check what our belief of success is. What we believe success is. Are we positive about it, or are we negative about it? Do we feel negative about it? If there's negative feeling associated with it, then we really have to dig deep and find out why that belief was created. Because if your belief hasn't really changed, you're really not going to pursue it. Hi, Ralph. Good morning. Nice to see you here. Yeah, so unless your belief is the right way, you're not going to want to be successful unless you believe success is good. So that's the first thing that we need to check. What is our belief about success? And this is very important, guys. I've discovered, as I'm going through seminars and just growing personally and things like that, I've discovered so many beliefs limiting beliefs, they call them limiting beliefs, so many beliefs that I personally had and have had for a very long time that I never even knew existed. And whether I like it or not, I always act based on those beliefs because they're at my subconscious level. And the more I discover them, and these beliefs usually are formed or created at a very young age in life, or just the associations and the influences that we have in life. And it could be like a word that somebody said that creates that belief, or an experience that we had, something that, usually beliefs are created based on experiences. Something that we experience creates a belief. And when you discover those beliefs, it's our responsibility to challenge them. If those beliefs are not based on reality or truth, they're actually going to lead our life in an unwanted way. Okay? So it's basically we end up self-sabotaging from where we want to go. Okay? So we really have to, yes, definitely, we definitely have to make a decision to change our mind. That's a great one, Ralph. So definitely check your beliefs, and then it could be that success was not modeled to you properly. And sometimes it's also that the wrong belief could be that, sometimes people feel like they don't deserve it. It could be a self-worth issue. Sometimes people feel like they don't deserve success. Okay. Good morning, Eden. Nice to see you here. Hi, Gavrakidan. Nice to see you here. So, and again, if someone feels like, if you feel like you don't deserve the level of success that you want, or you just feel like, it doesn't really belong to you, where's that coming from? Why do you believe that? I think everybody deserves to be successful, and nobody is birthed less than any other person. Everybody is birthed, everybody's precious, everybody has a potential, everybody's created for a purpose. So everybody deserves to live a life of fulfillment, service, and success. So if we feel like we don't deserve that, then there is a deeper issue of self-worth, and that needs to be challenged as well. That belief was created somehow because of our experience, but we really need to start challenging it. It's not true. If it's not true, then we shouldn't live with a lie and deception that actually is leading our life in an unwanted way. But how do you become, so what's, like, once we check what our belief in success is, then what is the other thing that we really need to, and tackle those things, I'm sorry. And then what is the other thing that we really need to start focusing on? In order for us to be successful, the one thing that we can really, all of us can focus on is really who we are becoming. Who we are becoming is more important than what we do. What we do is important, but who we are becoming, focusing on who we are becoming is very, very, very important. Because success is something that you attract by the person that you become. Because there's always a level of success that we've achieved. And if we want to, let's say the level of success, let's say that there's level 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 levels of success, okay? And maybe we are at level 2 right now, or maybe level 4. So the kind of resources that we attract, the kind of opportunities that open for us, or are we capable of taking in, and everything is at level 4 if we are a level 4 person, okay, in a journey of life. So in order for us to elevate our level of success, we have to become worthy, or not worthy, but have fit for that level of success. The kind of person that can handle that kind of success, the kind of person that can attract the resources that are necessary for that level of success. So who we are becoming as a person is much more important than what we do in order for us to be successful. So what are some of the things that we can focus on? You know, I believe I have a list of things that I have here that can really, really help someone to become the kind of person that attracts success to their lives. Number 1, being humble, okay? Being humble is associated, it's the opposite of having a huge ego, where, you think you've made it, you think you know it all, and all of that. And that's gonna repel success from you, because number 1, successful people are always learning. They're always learning, they're always growing, they're always improving. And you wanna be teachable and humble in order for you to be able to learn from the resources that are around you, from people that are around you. And if you don't have a humility in your heart, it's going to be really hard for you to take on wisdom that's around you, because you think you're above it all. Okay, so being humble is really one of the things that is going to attract success towards you. And that's something that we have to focus on becoming. And then the other thing is being diligent. Being diligent in whatever that you're doing, because whatever you sow is whatever you reap. It's just the law of the universe. If you work hard and you're diligent, you're really going to see the fruit of your labor. But if you're not diligent, whatever you're doing, if you're not diligently doing it, you're not going to see the results. So that's another person that you need to become. The second thing. And then the third thing is being engaged in personal development. Always being engaged in, what I mean by this is getting information, or basically information that's new, positive, something that creates awareness and growth in you on a constant basis. And I always talk about listening to audiobooks or maybe podcasts and things like that. Personal development needs to be part of your lifestyle in order for you to be able to grow as a person. So to become the person that you want to become, you really need to engage in personal development. And then the other thing is becoming a networker. Okay, and this is a word that I really avoided for the longest time. Being an introverted person, I don't think I was a networker for many years. I mean, it's just my personality was not, I just didn't want to network. I didn't really care about networking, intentionally networking. Becoming a networker, whether you're an introvert, and it's amazing, guys, a lot of introverted people are people who have become really, really successful in business or in science and things like that. You can become very successful and a great networker even if when you're a networker. I mean, an introverted person. So that's not really an excuse for you not to become a networker. Being a networker is also a very important point that you want to become to be successful, because your network is your net worth. Okay, having the right type of network and influence with people is a resource. It's a huge resource. You never know when you need to call a friend for a specific type of help that's really gonna change your life, or advice. You know, actually just yesterday something like that happened. I needed an advice on something, and thank God I have a friend that I've been friends with for 2 years, very influential, successful person, and I could just text him and he called me back and we had a great conversation that allowed me to see what I needed to see at that point. So growing your network is very, very important, and then you have to improve your network too. If you want to become successful in a specific way, you want to create that kind of network, or you need to work on that kind of network, like creating that kind of network very intentionally. And I'm going to make another video in terms of how you can become a better networker, but just for now I'm just going to mention that being a networker is also another one. And then the other thing is communication skills, guys. A lot of good things happen from great communication, and many things get impaired because of lack of communication. So if we're not great communicators, we need to become better at it. And this is something that we can become. Sometimes people say and label themselves, they say, oh, I'm not very good at communication. That's labeling yourself. You can become a better communicator. It's an art, it's a skill that people can grow into. And then becoming more of a servant, having a servant attitude. Becoming more of a servant. Oh, thank you so much, Ralph. You like my attitude. Love it. All right, so being more of a servant person. And again, great leaders are great servants. Great leaders are great servants. Successful people are big servants. So having that heart, you know, developing to have a servant attitude, where you are giving or serving others without expecting anything in return, just doing an act of kindness, that's also a characteristic or something that you can develop as well. It's a person that you can become. And then being optimistic. You know, there's people who are very optimistic and people who are very pessimistic. They're not optimistic. They see that the glass is half empty as opposed to the glass is half full. So if our thinking is really not very optimistic, it's something that we want to become more of, because success and optimism go hand in hand. If you're not optimistic about something, you're not going to pursue it. You're not going to have faith that it's going to happen, and it won't happen. With pessimism or not having an optimistic attitude, nothing good is going to be created around your life. And then you also want to become persistent, okay? Maybe for whatever reason you've never developed the characteristics of persistence. Maybe when things get tough, you just go ahead and, you know, quit on things. You never persisted in getting something done, but it's something that can be developed, and it's very necessary, because the journey to success, whatever that success means to you, the journey to success is always filled with ups and downs, and you really need to persist through the tough times in order for you to reap the fruits of the good times. I actually have a story that I could share with you. One very close person, relative of mine. She didn't really believe that she was persistent in life, because she really didn't live her life up to the age of 23, 24. She didn't live her life, and she was very careless. She liked to have fun and things like that, and she never seriously pursued anything in her life. And if she doesn't like something, she likes comfort, and if she doesn't like something, she just quits it, right? So then she started college, okay? And you know, I was kind of like coaching her a little bit, and one of the things that she said is, well, I just started college, but I feel like I'm gonna quit. Okay, she didn't trust herself. I know it's gonna be tough to finish, but I feel like I may not be able to continue with this. So she said, can you hold me accountable? That way I don't quit. If I ever want to quit, can you please come and tell me, remind me this day? So I was really, amazed that she said that. And obviously I didn't even have to remind her, but she graduated and started working with her profession and everything. And we were having a conversation the other day, and she said that I never had confidence that I could be persistent in something. And throughout, because she made a decision to be persistent though, in those 4 years of college, she said, I never trusted myself until I actually graduated. But now I believe I can be persistent, that we had that conversation. So what that showed me was that quitting can be a habit that's developed, and not being persistent when you need to could be a habit that you can develop. So becoming persistent is something that you can become as well. And then becoming resourceful, okay? Becoming resourceful when basically when you have a problem that you have to solve in life, knowing that you're gonna figure it out and trying to find a way to figure it out is becoming resourceful, as opposed to waiting for something to happen in order for the solution to come. Again, successful people create their own resources. They find resources. They become very resourceful. So becoming resourceful is another thing that you also want to become, okay? So obviously success is something that you attract by the person that you become. And that's why that we really have to focus on becoming the person that we need to become in order for us to be successful in life. So what is the challenge though? What are some of the challenges why people don't do these things? Why is it that people don't focus on who they are becoming on a day-to-day basis? Well, number one is just being too busy in life. Just they have too many things on their plate that they have to deal with on a day-to-day life, that they're not thinking about these things. And maybe some people watching this video may say, oh, I don't have time for this. Why should I mean, yeah, it sounds good, but how am I gonna really implement this? Because overcoming the day-to-day challenges or burden of life is already too much for a lot of people. And then the second thing is also not being in the right environment. So what are some of the things that people can do in order for them to actually be on the journey to becoming the person that they need to become to attract more success into their life? Well, number one is, if we continue to do the exact same thing day to day, life is not going to change. Life is never going to change. And the first thing that we could do, and this is something that I've exercised and practiced in my life over and over and over again, is really do a time audit in your life. Like, how are you spending your day? How's your day filled? And when you do that, you're gonna definitely find that there are times that are being wasted. There are times that are being wasted because you really never paid attention to it. So do a daily audit of your activities and see what you can give up from your daily activities in order for you to start focusing on your future or on the person that you become. That way your life can change from where it is right now to a year from now to where it needs to be. Okay, so that's the first thing. Just focus on auditing your day and finding out what you can become, what you can give up in order for you to bring into your schedule maybe some personal development or maybe focused time or the kind of changes that you need to make. And the second thing that people can do is really focus on three things. We talked about a lot of things that you can become in order for you to attract success, but focus at least on three things, because you can't do it all at the same time. But every year, what I like to do, actually this year especially, what I did was I picked three things that I wanted to focus on based on my growth need. Okay, areas that I feel like I haven't grown fully, I still need to grow more. Three things that I focused on, three words that represent that. For example, if somebody wants to be more focused, focused could be the word, need to be more focused. more fearless, productive. This is just an example. Productive, or a better communicator, financially free, assertive. Those could be like maybe 3 words that are in your area of success that you want to become. If you identify it, first of all, being aware of it is going to keep you focused on thinking about it the whole time. Whatever you focus on is what you become too. So that's the second thing. And then once you do your time audit and everything, think about what you can adjust. Think about what you can take away from your daily life, and think about what you can bring in as well. But the one thing that I will say that's very, very important, and I'm going to finish with this, is what your association or your environment is also something you really want to be conscious about. A lot of times, the environment that you have maybe is not feeding you the right information or the right type of resources. You're not getting the right type of resources in order to become the person that you want to become. Okay, and you got to be very conscious about it. You have to. It's not going to come by default. Okay, so one of the what's your influencer? You're still being influenced by your environment. One of the influencers that I believe really hurt a lot of people is watching too much TV, too much news, and things like that. You know, when we're tired, we kind of like plug into those kind of things, not even thinking, not being aware that we're being influenced by that. It really is that what we want our minds to be fed on. You know, what do we do during our downtime? That's one thing. So that's very, very easy to change. You know, that's one thing that we can easily change and start feeding our mind with more positive and like information that can help us develop and grow. That could be number one. And number two is, you know, who are our friends and associations, and what do they talk about? You know, what are the things that they talk about? What kind of information do they share? Is it beneficial or not? Is it taking us to where we want to go or not? And then limiting those things. You know, we always have to be very loving and connected with people, obviously, but limiting the time that we spend with the right kind of people, or with the wrong kind of people, or where, like, if their goal and their journey is not in alignment with us, we really need to limit the time that we spend with them. Limit. I'm not saying cut off, but limit. And spend more time connecting with the right kind of people as well. So our environment and resources really shape up who we become. And the kind of information that we fill our mind is really going to determine who we become. So that's about it for today, guys. So obviously we talked about, you know, one thing that can really guarantee your success is that, number one, understanding or knowing or finding out what your belief about success is. If you believe that being successful is a bad thing, you're not going to pursue it if you have that belief. But it's always good to question and find out why you believe that way and whether or not that's even true. Okay, if you have the wrong or a belief that's based on deception or something that's really not true, it's already hurting your life. So that's the number one thing that we need to do. And then second thing is, to guarantee our success, we have to focus on the person that we're becoming, because success is something that we attract by the person that we become, as opposed to a destination that we go to. That's about it, guys, and thank you so much for joining me. If you find this valuable, please go ahead and share it. And happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Enjoy your day, and God bless you. Bye-bye.